Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. Could we welcome to today's meeting? Could start off, clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
I have a communication to make, honorable members. Good morning, honorable members. I wish to welcome you to the last part of the third session of the third assembly. I hope you got to rest and interact with your electorates during the last just concluded short recess. Honorable members, you recall that during the last sitting of this assembly, a resolution was made that any document received during the short recess be committed to the relevant committee and communicated to the House on resumption. I have the following communication to make on documents received during the short recess. A, nominee for the position of County Executive Committee Member for Health. Honorable members, on 11th October 2024, the Assembly received a message from Her Excellency Honorable Wavinya Ndeti, the Governor of Machakos County, pursuant to Standing Order number 39, nominating Mr. Justus Musau Kasivo for the position of County Executive Committee Member for Health. Honorable members, this vacancy had been occasioned by resignation of Honorable Daniel Yumbia on 1st of August 2024 and acceptance a letter of the same by Her Excellency the Governor. Honorable members, pursuant to Standing Order 39-2, the message was transmitted to every honorable member on 4th November 2024. Further, pursuant to Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act and Standing Order 39-3C, the name of the nominee was committed to the Committee on Appointment for vetting and reporting within 21 days. B, nominees for the position of County Bursary Committee. Honorable members, further, the County Assembly is in receipt of a letter dated 25th of October 2024 from the County Executive Member for Education, forwarding the following nominees for appointment as members of the County Bursary Committee pursuant to Regulation 9.3 of the Public Finance Management, Machakos County Bursary Fund Regulations of 2019. The names are as follows. Derek Mutunga Matilo, a member. Doris Munyaani Mangea, a member. Anthony Munyao Kitengi, a member. Faith Ndunge Wambua, a member. Justina Mumo Stephen, member. Anna Ndunge Munyao, a member. The nominees are hereby committed to the Education and Social Service Committee for vetting and reporting within 21 days, pursuant to Section 9 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's approval. However, the committee is also advised to report on or before 27th November 2024, the above communication notwithstanding. Thank you, honorable members. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Leader of Majority, to come forward and present some papers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 12th November 2024. First quarter financial statements for the financial year 2024-2025 for the following hospitals. 1, Machakos Level 5 Hospital. 2, Kangundo Level 4 Hospital. 3, Kadhiani Level 4 Hospital. 4, Mwala Level 4 Hospital. 5, Matu Level 4 Hospital. 6, the River Level 4 Hospital. 7, Mutitone Level 4 Hospital. 8, Kalama Level 4 Hospital. 9, Kimiti Level 4 Hospital. 10, Masinga Level 4 Hospital. And 11, Didhini Level 4 Hospital. Number 2, first quarter financial reports for the financial year 2024-2025 for the following municipalities. 1, Mavoko Municipality, and 2, Kangundo Tala Municipality. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Papers A to K are hereby committed to the Health and Emergency Services Committee. Papers Roman 2A and B are committed to the Decentralized Unit and County Administration Committee. At this point, may I invite Honorable Frederick Kitetu to come and lay another paper. Honorable Kitetu, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Frederick Kitetu is my name, MCA Kombe Ward, and also the chairperson on Environment and Natural Resource Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 12 November 2024. The report on Environment and Natural Resource Committee on budget implementation for the Department of Climate Change for the year 2022-2023. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Frederick Kitetu once again to come forward and give us a notice of motion. Honorable Kitetu, once again.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name remains Frederick Kitetu, MCA Kombe Ward, and also the chairperson on Environment and Natural Resource Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that pursuant to Standing Order 195, this House adopts the report on Environment and Natural Resource Committee on budget implementation for the Department of Environment of Climate Change for the year 2022-2023, laid on the table of the Assembly on 12 November 2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on County Government Budget Implementation Review Report for the Controller of Budget for the first 9 months for the financial year 2023-2024. Continuation of debate interrupted on 8th October 2024 at 6:30 p.m.
At this point, I wish to invite Honorable Dominic Ndambuki to come and continue where we left. And we had left at the point of debates. But I will ask the mover, Honorable Dominic, to refresh members on this report.
This is a report for the first 9 months of the financial year 2023-2024 from the Controller of Budget. Honorable Speaker, allow me to remind this Honorable House on the committee's observations and recommendations.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, the Office of the Controller of Budget report for the first 9 months of fiscal year 2023-2024 identified the following challenges which hampered effective budget implementations. 1. This is page 9. 1. The underperformance of own source revenue.
Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to make a request that either the mover or the clerks furnishes us with the report that the chair budget is taking us through, because it's making reference to page 9 and we are not in possession of the above report, whether hard copy or in soft.
It's a continuation of the last time we had on session. I hope it had been shared. Had it been shared? Clerk.
Can I have it reshared kindly so that we can follow? Thank you.
Okay, then it is in order that we can proceed. It has been shared, Honorable Member. Proceed, Honorable Ndambuki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yes, the report had been shared on our official group. Observations number 1, repetition. The underperformance of own source revenue collection at 1.05 billion Kenya shillings against an annual target of 4.01 billion Kenya shillings, representing only 25.61% of the annual target. Observation number 2, high level of pending bills which amounted to 2.9 billion Kenya shillings as at 31st March 2024. Further, there was non-adherence to the pending bills payment plan by the county treasury. Number 3, use of manual payroll, personnel emoluments amounting to 427.21 million Kenya shillings were processed through the manual payroll, accounting to 8.4% of the total payroll cost. The manual payroll is prone to abuse and may lead to the loss of public funds where there is lack of proper controls. 4. The county government operates commercial bank accounts contrary to regulations 82 sub-regulation 1B of the PFM Act, County Governments, that is regulations of 2015, which requires that county government bank accounts be opened and maintained at CBK, that is Central Bank of Kenya. There are 31 commercial bank accounts. Number 5, County Assembly Committees allowances amounted to 48.12 million Kenya shillings. 6, unexplained variances of 400.90 million Kenya shillings between the submitted expenditures reports and IFMI's expenditure reports. Number 7, the underperformance of the development budget at 18.7% absorption rate as opposed to the expected absorption rate of 75% of the total development expenditure in the reporting period. Recommendations. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends the following. 1, the county treasury should address its own source revenue performance to ensure the approved budget is fully financed. Meanwhile, appropriate austerity measures should be implemented to ensure expenditure commitments are aligned with available revenue. Further, the county treasury should set realistic on-source revenue targets. 2, the county treasury should ensure that genuine pending bills are paid promptly in line with the payment plan. 3, the county government requires that salaries the government requires that salaries be processed through IPPD system. Accordingly, the county government is advised to fast-track the acquisition of unified personnel numbers for their staff. The County Public Service Board should regulate staff engagement on contract and casual workers as provided under Section 74 of the County Governments Act of 2012 and also ensure strict compliance with the approved staff establishment. Number 4, the county government should ensure that bank accounts are opened and operated at the Central Bank of Kenya as the law requires. However, impressed bank accounts for petty cash and revenue collection accounts are exempted. Number 5, the county assembly should allocate sufficient budget for committee sitting allowances. 6, the county treasury should improve the vote book and budgetary control to ensure expenditure is within the approved budget and plans. 7, the county government should address the procurement challenges so as to improve the absorption capacity of the development budget. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Budget and Appropriations is grateful to the Office of the Speaker and that of the Clerk of the County Assembly for facilitating the committee to undertake its mandate. I also wish to acknowledge honorable members of the committee who took time to participate in the meetings and the preparation of this report. Honorable Speaker, it is therefore my privilege and honor on behalf of the Budget and Appropriations Committee to table the report on the first 9 months County Budget Implementation Review by the Controller of Budget for the fiscal year 2023-2024 before the Honorable Assembly for consideration and approval. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I invite members to debate this motion. Honorable Helen Ndeti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I wish to appreciate the Chair, Budget, for giving us this analysis on how our county is utilizing the budget. My attention is drawn to, 1, the use of manual system to pay our employees. I don't know whether I heard well, but if for sure we are resorting to using manual systems, that is subject to abuse. And I don't know why at this time and age, the county has not procured a system that can be used to do salaries, payments to our employees. The other item that I've taken point on is pending bills. I think according to PMI Act, nobody is supposed to commit funds that are not available. It's unfortunate that it's not just Machakos, I think it's entire Republic. Pending bills are being accrued. The business community is suffering because of delayed payments. maybe it is the high time we resort into ensuring that we commit funds that we already have to avoid accumulating the pending bill. My other point I would like to talk about is the bank accounts. I think we were told, according to the Public Finance Management Act, we are supposed to be having our account with the CBK, and I think we are also allowed to have other accounts for the few petty cash and whatever expenses. I think the county should adhere to this act to avoid getting to bad books with the government. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Maitha, Honorable Kavyu, Honorable Maike, in that order.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity once again to thank God and welcome my honorable members again to this session. We have a reason to smile because we have come back. We left when it was dry, and we've come back when it's a little bit with the blessings of rain. Madam Speaker, I just want to get an example of the foregoing situations on social media by one by one Murara Kebaso. This fellow has taken a greater risk to inform Kenyans about the reasons as to why this country has failed to move to the next level. And if you listen and you follow very well, Madam Speaker, you find that it's really true. We are killing this country and the economy of this country with our own hands. A lot of procurement is happening, but once the projects begin, nothing proceeds. And we continue procuring more projects and more projects and more projects, yet the already procured and ongoing projects, Madam Speaker, have stalled. I don't even want to go much deeper into the details of this report. I just want to concentrate on point number one, the observation by the committee. Honorable members, we know Machakos County very well. And I've always said before this assembly, the amount of money that has been collected here as on source revenue, 1.05 billion, Madam Speaker. That is an amount that is collected by Mudhwani Ward alone. And I can prove beyond any reasonable doubt. Mudhwani Ward only, over and above the other 39 wards, collects these 1.50 billion shillings. Because on average, if you go to Katani Kwares, and the figures are there and the details are there, on an average, Katani is collecting about 3 million shillings on a daily basis. If you tabulate 3 million shillings in a month, that's approximately about 90 million shillings. If you total up for 12 months, that is 1 billion shillings. So where is the rest of the money that is being collected in the entire 39 counties so that you can come and tell us here you're collecting 1.05 billion shillings? It's unacceptable, Madam Speaker. I was in this assembly between 2013 and 2017. And when I left this assembly in 2017, the county government of Machakos was able to collect on source revenue to the tune of about 1.5 billion shillings. The Honorable Deputy Speaker, who is seated here with us, having been the last chair for finance, can state it clearly that they even used to collect more than 1.05 billion shillings annually. Madam Speaker, it leaves more questions than answers. If the CEC finance goes ahead and approximates they can collect 4.01 billion shillings, what parameters has he used to come up with that figure? And then later on, when he doesn't realize that...
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Point of order accepted.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, I think it is important for members to note that, all the honorable member, that we are discussing a 9-month report, not full year. 9-month report, not a full year. So for full year, maybe it might hit as you are, might hit that level.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for that information. But still, Madam Speaker, 9 months and 12 months is a difference of only 3 months. You know, members, we need to be serious. And I'm telling you, and especially the elected members, we are now almost 2 years to go home. And if we don't come up and realize where the problem is, development will not reach in our wards, and we'll keep on complaining and asking questions, but we must unearth where the problem is. If the CEC Finance projected a collection of 4 billion shillings, at least the 9-period window would be talking about 1.8 to 2 billion shillings, halfway. Actually, the 1.01 billion shillings, Madam Speaker, it's almost about 35%. It is even below 35%. It is about 30%. And that directly affects our development. And that's why when you go down, Madam Speaker, the final point number 7, we only managed to do 18.7% in terms of development expenditure. So our revenue collection versus our development expenditure, Madam Speaker, they are concurrently moving together. So what does that tell us, Madam Speaker? That we are doing poorly. And Madam Speaker, this county has the potential of collecting whatever they are collecting, if they are proposing, even plus. The Honorable Chair Budget has brought before this assembly proposed budget estimates and approved by this assembly. And we have given the Department of the Finance for the last 2 financial years more than $500 million to install systems. For install systems for revenue collection. It is quite unfortunate, Madam Speaker, that we are seeing a report that is telling us revenue is being collected manually. Where is the 400+ millions that we have given the Department of Finance to enhance its revenue collection? Madam Speaker, we are not serious. And I want to tell the honorable members present here, if we don't take such kind of reports seriously, this outrightly will affect our re-election. This outrightly will affect the developments that we have promised to our people based on these reports. There is no way a county like Machakos can be exceeded by counties that have no more than 10 factories or 20 factories. Anybody passing through Mulolongo coming to Machakos County, serious mass subdivision, land subdivision, factories are being constructed, licenses are collected every day. Madam Speaker, there must be a problem somewhere, and I think this house now needs to take serious measures on this department. You cannot compare Machakos with other counties. It has been on social media, it has been on TV, everywhere, that we are underperforming. So, Madam Speaker, I just want to urge these honorable members. We might take this report casually, but it will directly affect us. Machakos County at the level where we are today. And the honorable members who are here can attest they have a certain amount of value, an amount of money that can be collected. Honorable Kafi, for example, seated here from Mavoko, he can give us an approximate value of what can be collected in his ward. Same case applies to the other honorable members here, Madam Speaker. And if it is properly tabulated, you will be surprised, Madam Speaker, we can hit more than 2.53 billion shillings. There must be a serious loophole. A very serious loophole, Madam Speaker, where these monies are going to. So we need to do serious investigations, because otherwise, and the other worrying trend, Madam Speaker, is the CEC Finance brought before this assembly, again, a budget requesting to have revenue staff increased. We gave him a budget. We have more than enough revenue staff working on almost every part of this county. But is it directly proportional to the revenue? No, Madam Speaker. There must be a serious problem. And I want to tell you, honorable members, we need now to take our work seriously. We need to take our work seriously. And I think, Honorable Chair Budget, next time when you bring a budget in this house, we'll have to scrutinize that budget properly. We will not just be allocating monies to departments that are not giving us results. We cannot have been giving a department more than 1 billion shillings for systems, and yet they are still telling us they are doing systems, they are collecting monies manually. It is unacceptable, and if we don't change, then the worst will happen to us. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Very important insights there. Honorable Kaviu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My attention has been drawn to two items. Three. And the first item, Madam Speaker, is the issue of the rising pending bills that we have been experiencing. And Madam Speaker, in the year 2022-2023, there was a task force that was formulated to relook and review the pending bills that were there at that time. And Madam Speaker, all reports, once they are completed, we should have had a copy of the same showing how much of the pending bill that was outstanding at that time that was verifiable, and that, Madam Speaker, would help this House and also even the executive in planning, because as it stands, we are talking of 2.9 billion. But in future, would like the budget committee to share some clarity, not just bringing reports for the sake of meeting that target, because when you say 2.9 billion, they should go a step further and provide a breakdown. This is how we are doing. This relates to this particular period, because that is the only way, Madam Speaker, we are able to tell how we are tracking in terms of paying the obligations as they fall due as a county government. Madam Speaker, when we are budgeting, we must all agree that we overstated or we gave unrealistic estimates in terms of our own source revenue. And what impact that, Madam Speaker, will have if we plan, if we make commitment based on an overstated budget for whatever reason, then we'll end up with pending bills that we are not able to meet, because if you do a projection of 4 billion in terms of revenue collection and you only manage to slightly collect above 1 billion, then it means there is a loophole of around 3 billion that might have already been committed, and that what will do to our pending bills is that they'll keep increasing. And some of people who do these jobs, they are children of Machakos County, and even Kenyans who have financial obligation. And what that is doing is killing the economy of our county, because the faster we are able to have turnaround in terms of work being done and payment being done, that translates to the growth of the economy, and that will also translate to generation of more revenue. But if an investor or a contractor works, then it takes a year or more time before they are paid, then it means that we are holding the capital, and also the economic growth of the county will also stagnate. So, Madam Speaker, in future, what we are requesting is that when we are giving these projections, when we are locating and making commitment, let's as a county commit what we are able to meet in terms of financial obligation as they fall due, because these affects, and we are now into the second year, and if we don't do something, then we might finish at the end of the 5 years, we might end up at more than 3 billion in terms of pending bill, and that is something that we can arrest. So in future, Madam Speaker, the Committee on Budget and Appropriation, when they are bringing this report, they should be able to give us a clear breakdown which pending bills relate to which particular period, because if you just give us a blanket report, then in terms of value addition, we are only able to do little. And Madam Speaker, if you find it acceptable, we are also making a demand that the report on pending bills task force that was given, because we want to know the pending bills that were left, were they genuine? If they were not, what actions have been taken? And for the clean or the true pending bills that were there, have those business people been paid? Or what plans are there? Because, Madam Speaker, even as it stands, we have some of them who have taken the county government to court. And what is happening, some of them are being granted orders so that they can be paid 3 times what they were owing, just because somebody is refusing to do their job. Secondly, Madam Speaker, the other issue is in terms of revenue collection. Madam Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker rose on a point of order and indicated that we still have time to the end of the financial year. But if you look at the projection, if for 9 years we have only been able to manage 1.05 billion, then there is no miracle that is going to happen for the remaining period that we can say that we are going to do much. The reality of thing is that in terms of own source revenue, we are not doing good. And Madam Speaker, in the budget, in the last financial year, in our budget, we made allocation for automation on the promise that the CEC member for finance promised that once we are able to automate, we are going to have an improvement in terms of revenue collection, which should have been the reality. But Madam Speaker, as a member of Finance Committee, I want to make it clear to this House that even with that allocation, little has been done. And Madam Speaker, as we speak, in Mavoko specifically, members are not able to pay their land rates. You are not able to get stickers. And one member yesterday during our committee alluded that what is happening if you go and you want to pay for an insurance, for a sticker, if you operate in the transport sector in this, what is happening, you get to those offices and you are told that the system is not working, and you are shown an office where you will make the payment, and if you go there, you are told that they only allow cash. After you have paid, you are not issued with a sticker. You are just gone, you are okay, just go. Nobody will bother you. Madam Speaker, what indication that is given is that we are losing money, because we cannot ascertain when the cash payment is received. Can we be assured that it gets to where it's supposed to go? Because those are the loopholes that we were trying to seal. And Madam Speaker, since July, members of my ward have been going to Bavoko to pay for their land rate. And every day they go there, they are told that we have a system downtime to come tomorrow. They come tomorrow, they are told to come the following week. Systems will be resolved. But the truth of the matter is that, Madam Speaker, we procured a system that is not working and it's not serving the purpose that it ought to be served. So, Madam Speaker, what we want the Committee on Finance and also the Department of Finance to come clearly and clarify to this House is, for how long are we going to lose revenue just because we have a system that is not functional, a system that we allocated fund. So we need the CEC member for finance to come to this house or even to the finance committee, which he really honors when invited to come and shed light on pertinent issues on how long are we going to lose revenue? How long are our people going to suffer? Because, Madam Speaker, whenever they go there and they are not able to make payment, what happens next is that when you proceed and start doing your development, the people on the ground descend on our people. They are harassed, arrested for being accused of being non-compliance. But even if they go to the office, they are not able to make payment. What happens? To negotiate for their freedom, they are asked to pay a little amount of what they are supposed to pay so that they can secure their release. What does that do? We lose an opportunity to do the 4 billion collection that we had projected and that we made a commitment to the people of Machakos that we are going to collect. So, Madam Speaker, as a county, there is a problem, and we need to stand on our feet and see how we can collect more revenue. Because if we have enough collection as a county, that means the chances of Her Excellency meeting a pledge that she made to the people of Machakos, the chances increases. And Madam Speaker, I still not believe that as a county that the only thing that we can manage is 1 billion shilling. If our neighbors Makueni with 0 factories are managing a collection of over 1 billion shilling, Samburu is among the best performing counties. Kirinyaga, even geographically and in terms of size, is very small, but they are doing better than Machakos that has over 1,000 factories within Mavoko. We have so many quarries in Matungulu sub-county. We have a lot happening in Yata and even in Masinga. So, Madam Speaker, the puzzle that we need to solve is to ask ourselves, if the money is not coming into our county accounts, to whose pocket is the finances being directed to? Because these are funds that are made to help the people of Machakos. And Madam Speaker, as a house, we have that constitutional responsibility of oversight to make sure that funds are available to serve our people. And Madam Speaker, lastly, on the committee observation, on item number 6, there is an unexplained variance of 400.90 million between what was submitted on the expenditure reports and what is on the infamies as expenditure. Madam Speaker, we also like the committee to come out clear, not just copy-pasting what has been provided by the COB. They need, if they tell us there was a variance of 400 million that was unexplained, then as a responsible committee, we want them also to provide notes and tell us we were able to dig in and establish maybe the variance was as a result of ABCD. But just giving an observation, that is not enough. We want committees to do a thorough job, because this issue, those who are following keenly last week during the Senate presentation, these issues of unmatched, unexplained expenditure variances between their reports and what is in the infamix came up, and the CEC member was unable to explain. So, Madam Speaker, I think it is getting to a point where we'll need to ask ourselves whether we have the right person in charge of our finances, because we vetted here people and their papers were looking good. They spoke well, and our expectation is that they should be able to live to the expectation of the picture and the projection that they made to this house, because we cannot be talking of the same thing. And Madam Speaker, as I conclude, committees perform the oversight role. And Madam Speaker, anybody who is not willing, who is not cooperating, and is not providing the correct information when summoned by committees, Madam Speaker, as the head of this assembly, we like you to give us a sign on what we should do during such times when, as a committees, we appear desperate and we are not able to get answers. Because like that variance, we might be roasting the committee on budget, but they are only able to provide what has been given to them. So if they are also having challenges that we are experiencing as a finance committee, they should also come out instead of just giving us plain information that cannot be explained in any particular way. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Mike.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I'll start by commenting the good work that committee on budget has done to bring this report before this honorable house. And I'll say that from what has been spoken by the honorable members who have spoken previously, we should agree that there's a need for probably proper scrutiny on whatever is happening in that department. Madam Speaker, I'm drawn my attention to observation number 7, the performance of development budget at 18.7% absorption rate. And you find at the same time, Madam Speaker, we are speaking about pending bills. What brings pending bills is because of lack of absorption of the monies. And Madam Speaker, you are going to understand, last year, probably a time like this when we were scrutinizing the budget, we spoke and we said that, and it's good that the committee has recommended on looking into the procurement process. It's last year that was the recommendation they gave. Now, this year's report, this financial year report, they've given the same recommendation. I believe it is time now to get into the details so that we may understand, could there be a challenge? Because if our absorption or development is 18.7%, and we're almost getting probably to the second quarter, and then probably we get at 36 in the third quarter, if we do that projection, it means definitely we are going to have pending bills. And the issue of pending bills will be spoken until we exit as the third assembly and probably in the fourth assembly. And Madam Speaker, another thing that has also drawn my attention is that the committee has reported that the government requires that everybody is paid through the IPDD, but there is a problem. So I haven't seen the recommendation, because I believe if somebody is paying on manual, there is contravention of the Constitution. There is somebody who has broken law somewhere. And if the committee is saying the government requires that salaries be processed through the IPPD system, it's a requirement. And we are saying that we are paying a lot of our workers through a manual system. If, Madam Speaker, we are going to agree, even though I may not be factual on this, but probably I've heard sometimes back say that the system, the employment system, that is as if as a county we've reached at the peak. But in terms of employment of the system. So, but we announce jobs on, probably we keep on announcing jobs and jobs and jobs. So it means that these people, if the IPPD system has already been closed because of the constitutional requirement of a certain percentage that a county should be employing, it means it becomes hard. So my prayer to the committee is go back, look into this report, and at least don't make superficial recommendation. Let us get recommendation which we see people taking responsibility. For example, if somebody is employing and paying manual, because Madam Speaker, 2-3 weeks ago, as honorable members, personally, I was walking my face down because we became a ridicule before the Senate, because we even our governor was put into very compromised position because the CC Finance could not explain things. He is asked question, he cannot explain, and the chair budget, Honorable Dominic, as together with the committee, they have like lifted the same thing that was happening in the Senate, and they have brought it here because the same concern that Senate had are the same concern that the budget committee through the chair has brought to the House. And because now it is becoming closer home, my prayer is to this House, why can't we have a conversation with the CC Finance? Because he explains to us all these things. Because if what Honorable Member from Mudwane and Honorable Member from Kinanye are saying concerning all the things they've spoken, I don't need to repeat about the same, even about the collection of revenue, then I believe we are not doing the executive justice as House in charge of oversight. We can help the governor to do our work, fulfill our manifesto, but we are only going to do that by giving her. I remember, and I'm on record, last time when we were debating on the same, we kept on saying, this report is for this certain period of time. This report is for this certain period of time. Now it is 2 years. We've been there. We cannot just say this report or this budget. We should own, accept we have a challenge or a problem. As the House sit down, we have a committee of the whole House, interrogate the CEC Finance. He gives finer details on all the problem and the challenges we are facing. Because, Madam Speaker, we shall continue having pendy bills, provided our projection is 4 billion and we are collecting 1 billion. What happens if you have bigger projection? You will go, it's like what probably happened and all happens to people. You get a job, you get loans, and then the jobs doesn't come through. Or you find the salary is very low. Like what happened to some of us. We came with a lot of expectation as MCS, that the salary big. But we committed our salary and, so the governor is committing because she has been advised by the CC Finance, we are going to bring for you 4 billion. So she commits even to do a 6 billion hospital. That will become a challenge to finance because we will not be able to have that money. Madam Speaker, it is high time we bite the bullet and have the right person for that job. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Majority, then I make some rulings.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll be very brief. I'll start by saying a budget is a projection of revenue and expenditure. More often, even at a personal level, we don't really meet our budgetary projections. I was comparing note with the chairman of budget. He tells me in a financial year 2022-2023, our own source revenue around 1.4. In financial year the year under review, but this is a report of 9 months. But since we have data from the control of budget, the the county was able to improve its revenue up to, I think, 1.7. 1.7. Why I'm giving this projection, statistics is, it seems that however much effort we put, our target of 4.1 is a little bit ambitious. I think the CECM finance should be able to do a proper revenue mapping so that when they are doing the projection for on-source revenue, they are either near the target, and if they fall short of the target, it's not, it improves on overall performance.
Can I make some inquiries from you?
Yes, Madam
On
Speaker.
what basis is this projection made?
Madam Speaker, I